Hey guys, welcome back to another video, where we are going to look at people who are keeping things traditional. Today, we're talking about the Amish, a group of people who essentially looked at all the cool new inventions that the world has to offer and said, nah, we're good. Yep, no electricity, no cars, no phones, just horse-drawn buggies and beards that make every man look like they're cosplaying a 19th century farmer. So, what's their deal? How do they survive without KSI's thick of it? Let's dive into the world of the Amish, where buttons are too modern, but barns get raised in record time. Alright, first, who exactly are these folks? The Amish are a Christian group that split off from the Anabaptist movement in Switzerland in the late 1600s. Their founder, Jacob Amann, was all about living that simple, humble life dedicated to God, which means rejecting a lot of modern conveniences, we take for granted. I'm talking electricity, cars, and zippers. Zippers are just too fancy for the Amish. They think that modern technology distracts from their religious and communal life, so they just decided, let's just freeze this whole lifestyle thing right here in the 18th century. And guess what? There are around 400,000 Amish people living in the world today, mostly in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Indiana. That's right, just hanging around in the Big 24 like it's 1824, driving horse-drawn buggies on highways, dodging Teslas like it's no big deal. Now, just because the Amish don't do technology doesn't mean they're totally cut off from the modern world. In fact, when Amish teenagers hit a certain age, they get to experience something called Rumspringa, which is basically a taste of the outside world. Imagine being 16, and after growing up without electricity, someone hands you a smartphone and says, have fun and don't answer any emails from Nigerian princes. Rumspringa is like an Amish spring break, except the vacation they're getting is to the big, beautiful, terrible land of technology. During Rumspringa, Amish teens can decide whether they want to stay in the Amish community or leave and embrace the modern world. Some of them go off the rails, partying, driving cars, watching TikTok. But most end up returning to their Amish roots, realizing that maybe Instagram filters aren't worth giving up their simple way of life. I guess when your choices are a buggy and a simple, quiet life or a 9-to-5 job, most kids figure out pretty quickly which one is less stressful. So, what's it like to live as an Amish person? Well, let's start with the basics. These guys really believe in simplicity. That's right, while the rest of us are worrying about gas prices and forgetting to cancel your subscription, don't forget about it because I've hacked your bank account and your subscriptions aren't helping your debt issues. They're chilling in their buggies, cruising down the road at 10 miles per hour. Honestly, it's kind of peaceful until you get stuck behind one on a highway. But wait, it gets more interesting. The Amish are farmers, builders, and crafters. Their skills at raising barns, legendary. They get a whole community together and boom, barn raised in a day. Meanwhile, I can't even assemble the IKEA bookshelf without wanting to throw something. Their beards are another thing that stand out. The men grow beards after they get married, but no mustaches allowed. Why? Well, apparently, mustaches are associated with military life, and the Amish are all about that pacifism. Okay, now for the part that blows people's minds. The Amish have no light, no Wi-Fi, no Netflix. You may be wondering, well, golly gee, how do they do it without Subway Surfers gameplay? They make do with things like gas lamps, wood stoves, and good old-fashioned elbow grease. Some communities are more strict than others, but the general rule is, if it's too modern, it's gotta go. But here's the twist. Some Amish do allow certain technology for work. For example, some use diesel-powered generators for things like running sawmills. So it's not like they're completely cut off, they just use technology when it suits them and reject them when it doesn't. Kind of like when I say I'm cutting out sugar, but still eat cookies because, it's the weekend. At least, sort of. Some communities have different rules. Now, you may be wondering, how do the Amish make money if they're not using modern technology? Well, most Amish families are farmers. Think dairy farms, crops, livestock. But in recent years, a lot of Amish have branched out into running small businesses. They make handcrafted furniture, quilts, baked goods, and other items that they sell to tourists or at markets. And trust me, if you've ever seen Amish furniture, it's the real deal. No flimsy particle board nonsense. These guys can build a barn in a day, so a rocking chair? Easy peasy. And there's something wild. Amish businesses are thriving. They don't advertise, they don't have websites, yet they're handmade. Old school quality is in high demand. People can't get enough of that artisanal vibe. Honestly, the Amish are winning at the hipster game, and they don't even know it. So why exactly do the Amish avoid technology? It's not because they're into the vintage aesthetic. It actually comes with their core belief in humility, community, and separation from the worldly influences of modern life. They believe that technology leads to pride, greed, and individualism, things that go against their values. To them, staying off TikTok isn't about avoiding the endless stream of brain rot. It's about keeping their community-focused lifestyle intact. There's no individual fame or fortune in the Amish world. Instead, everything is about working together as a family or as a community. Technology is seen as something that could disrupt that balance. I mean, they're not wrong. One scroll through Instagram and you're suddenly questioning your life choices because your sandwich doesn't look as good as someone else's. I mean, it's not that bad, right? That part's not burnt, just a little extra crispy. Now, you'd think the Amish would be isolated from the rest of us, but in reality they coexist right alongside modern life. That is, if you live near these purple dots. They shop at local stores, sometimes go to doctors, and even hire non-Amish people to drive them. They call them English. Imagine living in a world where you've got one foot in the 19th century and the other in a Walmart. It's a wild balance, but the Amish make it work. And fun fact, the Amish community is growing, like really growing. They have large families, most people have like 6 to 8 kids, and since they stick to themselves, their numbers are on the rise. Don't be surprised if you start seeing more buggies on the roads in the future. The Amish may live like it's the past, but they're very much a part of the present. So what's the deal with the Amish? Well, they've chosen to live simply, rejecting modern technology and the chaos that comes with it. No 31 minutos, no electricity, no YouTube. Their minds can't even be greased by my videos. What a shame. It's easy to look at their lifestyle and think, how do they survive? But honestly, they seem to be doing it just fine. While the rest of us are stressing about the latest iPhone update, they're over here raising barns and families without all the noise of modern life. Whether you see it as old-fashioned or brilliant, there's no denying that the Amish have found a way to stick to their beliefs while the world around them keeps speeding up. Thanks for watching till the end. Guys, it's 1 hour of no leggy box. I don't think I can do it anymore. I must scroll!